This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Thurs Diagnostic Center.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to your first look at sports. I'm Charles Fisher here at the Blue Hill Sporting Complex, where rain is up a bit today to allow me to come out here and talk about softball. You know, softball has not had its fair share of weather this week because rain has postponed all the games in the New Providence Softball Association. Hopefully they can get those games in come Saturday. But the news not all bad for softball because yesterday the International Olympic Committee voting along with wrestling and squash that softball and baseball be included in the 2020 Olympic Games in Russia.
The campaign that we started way back when we went to the ISF Congress in Manila, back softball by the ISF, and since then they have joined forces with the International Baseball Federation for this trend back into the Olympics. And it now boils down to this. Come September in Argentina, it's 105 voting delegates who would vote for the sports to go back into the Olympics. Those 105 delegates comprise some 77 countries. And interestingly, 58 of those delegates would be attending the ISF Congress in Cartagena in October. So they are in the softball family already.
Bahama Softball Federation President Burke Dorset also indicating that the men will play baseball, the women softball.
The ISF is going to concentrate more, put more steam into the World Championship for men's softball. As you know now, it would be contested every 2 years. The next World Championship will be 2016. It will be a very prestigious event. So they're not downplaying men's softball, but the ladies softball, there's a lot of scholarships available for softball.
We've moved over to the Thomas A. Robinson Track and Field Stadium. The B3 race has been in the news recently, a lot of rumblings, injunctions, and vote of no confidence. But according to President Mike Sands, the business of the executives must go on.
We have 5 international meets that are coming up. That includes the World Championships. We have the national championships that are taking place in Grand Bahama, and so work is being done. Of course, we have the World Relay Championships, and I want to assure all persons within the sound of my voice that the plans will continue to progress for all of those events that are on our calendar for us to exercise them and execute them, you know, with the efficiency that the B3 is known for. We will weather the storm because this will only make us more committed to become more united and focused, if you will, you know, for us to move this organization forward, because we now have to move forward with a purpose.
Our men and ladies national bowling team back from Colombia will both qualify for the CHC Games next year. The men finished 8th and the ladies finishing right on the border at number 11. Team captain David Slatter.
Our main objective was to qualify for the 2014 CAC Games, and both the men and women achieved that. In each case, we had to finish in the top 11. In the case of the men, we finished 8th, and in the case of the women, they finished 11th. So it was a little uncertain, say, on the women's side for a while there, but they managed to bowl better as the tournament progressed and finished in the top 11.
Slatter says he was not impressed with the scores, judging on the conditions they had to play under.
When you go away, you have completely different conditions, and usually they're a lot tougher than what we normally bowl on. Everyone's averages were lower than they are locally. I think that we all have room for improvement, there's no doubt about it. But as the tournament progressed, you could see people became a little more comfortable and adjusted to the new conditions, the new patterns. You got to remember, we were bowling in a bowling alley under construction. So actually around us there were workers and building noises and building smells and building dust. I mean, it was a challenging environment to bowl in, but as everybody adapted, they improved during the week. So I think overall we're pleased with everybody's performance, but we realize we have a lot of room for improvement.
As for the competition?
Competition is stiff. I mean, Venezuela's got 2 professional bowlers, Ameloto Monticelli and another gentleman named Ruiz, who both won numerous PBA tournaments. Some of the other countries, while they may not be professional bowlers, they're effectively professional because that's what they do for a living. They're sponsored by their countries, and that's what they do. They bowl and represent their countries. So Colombia, Venezuela, Mexico, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, those are the tough countries. So not surprising, Mexico was the top team. think Venezuela was second and Colombia was third.
We move from bowling to sailing, where the Long Island Regatta is all set for next month in Salt Pond. And according to Chairman Henderson Burris, they're expecting a full slate of skippers.
Plans are going very well for the regatta this year. Everything is in place, and we anticipate having approximately 50 boats in the entire regatta. The boats in New Providence will be loading on Monday to be transported to Long Island. And this year, the Long Island Association celebrates its 40th year in existence. We started in 1973 in August, so it's a big year for us. When you go to Long Island, you might think you're in the wrong place because the regatta site, which we are now renaming the cultural site, has been totally transformed.
And that's going to do it for your Fun Look at Sports on a Thursday. I'm Charles Fisher. In the words of the famous nursery rhyme, rain, 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 please go away. A lot of sports enthusiasts wants to play. Thanks for watching and enjoy your evening.
This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.